Oh, so now you think you're special because you got all that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because you
Oh,
remember how you were flashing
I
your
had one
slides
thing.
in my
I
face?
had I had one thing. I had slides.
You had
So
the slides. You brought them up with B Terrell. He brought up his shoe and everything. It's fine. I'm part of the club now.
yep, yep. Well, I'm glad you got your A1 gear.
One, two, three, four.
What's up, everybody? My name is Hayley.
Hey, y'all. I'm Mooley.
Welcome to Courtside Cousins.
What's up, everybody? We are here for episode 4. Today's episode is going to be breaking down everything that's happened in the preseason. In the last 10 days, we've seen 14 games. So it'll be a lot of things to break down. We've had a few, actually a ton of different waivers off of all these teams. So we get to look at that. But before we get into any of that, I was out of town for 10 days, and that is why I was not in the last episode. Shout out to
Jazz,
Hurricane Network
for stepping
um,
in.
for
Thank you.
stepping in. Thank you so much. But my vacation was nice. I enjoyed my vacation. Mooley, next time I'll take you.
Girl. Anyway, before we get into the game, something that also happened this week was the A1 drop.
Yep.
The pink auras came out, the apparel.
Ross, do you
Yes.
have
I didn't bring them.
your
I didn't
A1
bring anything.
merchandise?
I didn't bring anything. But if you would like to see the merchandise, there's already a review video on the Courtside Cousins page. Go watch it. I
Yep.
have something on in the next episode so I can stunt.
Oh, so now you think you're special because you got all that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because you
Oh,
remember how you were flashing
I
your
had one
slides
thing.
in my
I
face?
had I had one thing. I had slides.
You had
So
the slides. You brought them up with B Terrell. He brought up his shoe and everything. It's fine. I'm part of the club now.
yep, yep. Well, I'm glad you got your A1 gear. Also, I have been working on something special for the podcast, as well as we have been working on something special for the podcast. But you guys don't have to wait to see both of those in the near future.
Hopefully.
Yep, hopefully. Praying. Fingers crossed. Okay, so look, first we can get into our first preseason game. We had the Wings versus the Aces.
What a game.
It was a great game to watch, actually.
What a game.
We got to see the Aces do Aces things.
What a game.
If y'all
Belt the
can't
ass,
tell,
honestly.
I was about to say, if y'all can't tell, we are Aces fans. Aces and 5. But no, we got to see Jackie go off for 28.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. Asia put up 19, but then we also had our rookie Aaliyah Nye put up 17. Went crazy, absolutely crazy. What was she? 5 from 8 from the 3.
Girl.
You have earned your spot on this roster.
And if you haven't, we will riot at this point. Cause girl.
Tell Becky we will be up at that arena.
Cause ma'am was not looking like a rookie out there at all.
No, she fit in very well. Also, a big plus was Tiffany Mitchell in that game.
Mm-hmm.
She was, let's see, 2 for 2 on threes. She finished game 4 for 6 with 10 points in 18 minutes. So I am super proud of this team in that game. As far as the Wings have disappointed me. They have absolutely disappointed me. Their bigs have disappointed me. We know what Paige and Enrique are gonna do. We know Dejanay's in there defensive wise. Nalissa stepped up and it's great. Yeah, right. Like it's great to see Nalissa play, Dejanay play, Enrique, Paige, All of them. Maddie. As far as their vets,
Seagrass.
Yeah, Maddie Seagrass. As far as their vets and like their bigs, Tierra McCowan has really disappointed me especially that game, the first one. It's really disappointing me in the
My
way that
girl
she
was just there. She was just there for
on the
cardio
floor.
and being tall.
And like Maisha Hines Allen, like,
oh God, I forgot she was on the team.
She will have the starting position. I mean,
I
she
forgot
might
she was
not.
on the team.
She might not produce, crazy points, but she's there to rebound, to block, to everything. So I think Maisha Hines Allen could take that spot. Now in that game, we got to see Isaiah James. She went off. Let's see, 10 points.
But still, because she stole the ball from Asia.
And that's why, and that is exactly why she got her
welcome to the W.
Because the way, listen, after she stole the ball, the way that Asia looked back at her like,
I didn't know that just happened.
How did that happen? So yeah, but at least she got out the way early. And that isn't even just like that was just from one player. Like I feel like Isaiah still has to get her welcome to the league from like a team. Like a team just gotta bust her in the mouth for a full 40 minutes.
I feel like Asia sending your shot to the bleachers that's a welcome to the W moment. I think she's okay. I don't think she got to go through anything else. Leave that baby alone. Paige also got a mini welcome to the W moment because she ran into Jackie.
A brick wall.
A hard body.
She's not the one. Jackie lift in the morning. Jackie lift before the game. Jackie lift after the game. Jackie just lifts.
Like even Dejanay was like, "Girl, you okay? You good?"
Someone said that Dejanay went and tapped her like, "Who did we lose you there?"
Almost lost you.
Almost lost you there. No, that was absolutely insane. But I think Paige bounced back from that. So
she did.
Another good star out of Dallas for their rookies is JJ.
AJ showed up.
13 minutes, 16 points, 7 for 10. Like, not even that. Who is it? Oh, so Deja Kelly had a slow start in that first game.
Mm.
And that's because JJ was over there snatching balls left and right from that girl. Now, what I do love is that Deja has settled in. Mm-hmm. And she's a bright light for the Aces. We still have to figure out who Becky and them cutting.
And watch while we recording this episode, it's gonna be a thank you post. Now we get off the call.
Now, 2 players I did call getting cut, and I know that this happened after the second preseason game for the Aces was Harmony Turner and Queen. And when you're watching a preseason game and it's meant to play your bench and someone's coming off your bench and they're only playing 2 minutes, 3 minutes, Harmony got a little bit more time. Her and Liz got 5 minutes in that first game.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hope they keep baby Kit Kat because she's coming off an injury.
I don't think they're gonna let her go. I feel like they've invested too much in her recovery.
That as well as, and this is why I've honed in on a guard being cut, and I think it's gonna come between Aaliyah Nye and Deja Kelly, is because Meg's injured.
Mm-hmm.
PT is pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that they're gonna drop, I don't think they're gonna drop Crystal Bradford because Crystal could play the 4. And, I feel like Asia and Kia are gonna need as much help back there so they could get breaks in between. Let me look at all the guards. Jackie. Jewel.
We didn't talk about Jewel. There was Jewel's premiere game in an Aces jersey as well.
Yes, and I feel like she still had to find her footing early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she finished 3 for 7, 10 points in 21 minutes. But I was proud of, what she brought to the team. And I feel like we got to see that more in the second game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my two that are on the chopping block, and I hate it because they both played so well, is Aaliyah Nye and Deja Kelly.
I want them to figure out how to keep everybody. I don't have anybody on the chopping block.
So actually, I posted on Threads a way that everybody can get what they want. It's unrealistic in the sense that they would need one, the team can't go over their hard cap. But I think it did mention Harmony being cut, Queen being cut, suspending Meg's contract due to injury, which based off of the interview with Nikki, I don't think they're doing
that.
Yeah.
That I think that was the interview that Her Game Network posted with Nikki, and the way that she was talking, it sounds like it's one spot available.
Which I absolutely hate because we have two rookies who are fighting. And the fact that Aaliyah and I got drafted, but then Deja Kelly is on a training camp contract and she came in fight for her spot. And at the end of that second game for the Aces versus the Mercury, that's who secured the win.
Deja won that game for them.
Yes.
We'll get there.
We will. So moving on, we have I honestly want to skip the Sky versus Brazil. Let me not. I don't want to skip this specific game. I do want to skip who they played. But we got to see the Sky in action. And we got to see a point guard who passes and moves the ball around, who doesn't want to take a shot, who just wants to get the ball to her bigs.
That's shade?
Ooh. It's not shade at all.
40 degrees cooler over here.
No, but it's great to see the ball movement. I mean, not even just from Sloot, being able to see Mick get in the game, Rachel get in the game, and seeing just ball movement. And I think that Ariel Atkins is going to be a great spot for them because we know how hot she can get. And I'm tired of them not just telling us that she was lost in the mediocrity.
In the mediocrity. That was the Washington Mystics. Well, that is the Washington Mystics.
Yeah, but I think she's going to be a great spot. And even watching her mic'd up video, she looked energetic in practice. And I honestly did not realize that she talks that much, in terms of on the court. I get players talk on the court, but she's now get him. I've never thought that.
I feel I'm gonna go back to Jewel as well. I feel like Jewel, Ariel Atkins, and when we get to Seattle, Zaya Cook, they're playing happy.
Yes.
So far, and we haven't seen that from them in a while because
Jewel ain't closed her mouth. We done seen all of her.
We done seen all 32 of them for the last 3 months. She is having a great time in Vegas. And then Ariel Atkins, I don't think that I had ever seen her smile for real either in Washington.
She looks happy.
She looks happy. She looked happy at Unrivaled too.
Yeah.
And then Zaya, we know she had a horrible time in LA. She has said it.
She has, but she also has said that she gives the Sparks, she thanks the Sparks because they gave her
job.
They gave her her chance to league. That's who, so she said that she feels everybody can scream out as much as they want. The Sparks are dirty, the Sparks are her dirty, but she thanks them because that's why she's in the league. Mm-hmm. And that's why she's able to get the opportunity to go do what she's doing in Seattle. Yeah. My biggest thing from the Sky in the preseason is just ball movement. We saw the difference in the first game versus the Brazil team in the ball movement, and then when Sloot was out versus the second game versus the Lynx. And offense started to collapse a little. I need them, like last year they were all defense, no offense. Like offense was very stagnant. This year I feel like they're all offense, no defense, and I need them to get back into, like I feel like, and I've already put my mark on threads that Angel will be on all defensive team. We got to see it in Unrivaled. We she was a little slow picking up the defense last season, but she's gonna get it. I believe she will be on all defense team this year. Now the Fever. The Fever versus Mystics game. Let me tell you about that Fever versus Mystics game. People
Hey,
were
the
all on
rookies are
social
supposed
media.
to be having their welcome to the W moments. Why are they giving them out?
People were all, on social media. Was like, this game is so boring. Okay, basketball wise, maybe, because rookies are putting belt to a bunch of vets, but
Vets, some of the oldest people in the league. No
yeah,
shade to anybody. Come on the show, let's talk. But no shade to anybody. But some of the oldest people in the league are on that team.
yeah, and yeah, it was a great game. I mean, Lord, a game going into overtime, preseason. Again, it's the rookies versus vets thing. Now, same thing I said with the Sky in terms of when Sloop's not in the game. Same thing with Caitlin. If Caitlin's not in the game, we got to see their offense is broken down. They weren't producing nothing. I don't even think they were running plays out there. They just kind of were holding the ball at the top of the key. So that game was like they had nothing offensive wise, which is why, again, a bunch of vets were putting belt to
Bunch of rookies. A bunch of rookies. Switched it up.
yeah.
You said it wrong.
Oh, a bunch of rookies were putting belt to a bunch of vets, and
In the vets in their defense. The rookies got fresh legs. They
yeah,
young, fry,
yeah, yeah,
DB had twins. Them folks old. No shade to anybody. But they're a little seasoned. Them kids was running circles around them.
yeah.
Now, this Kiki and Sophie moment.
I mean, have you ever been where you like kicking your feet? Like I was sitting there kicking my feet, going, "Oh, okay,
Oh,
Rook, okay."
okay, Kiki.
No,
Even though this your first game, but you
yeah.
show Sophie who you were, huh?
I mean, in Kiki's defense, she was falling, and that's
And
why I
Sophie was
posted.
holding on to her. If
And
you watch the
and yeah,
video,
no, Sophie had her arm. Like if you look at the video, that arm on Sophie's chest is her arm. Like she had
and she was
her,
holding it
she was holding
like
her
that,
arm in, and yeah,
and she just got out of it. Is all I
yeah,
saw. That's all I
yeah.
saw.
She was falling. She didn't have her. I don't think was it her left foot. Like her left foot wasn't down all the way, so she was falling, and Sophie just happened to go with her.
Sophie need to get in the weight room
Get that
because
weight up.
that was not the only time that she got slung around the
I
court.
was just about to say, now Slim coming around, and I mean Sophie was holding on to her again. So you're holding on to another player, and now you're dealing with a vet, and Slim's not finna play that, and you ended
Mm-mm.
up on the ground again. And then for DB to stand up to Slim and was like, "Hey, like what are you doing?"
Yay!
Yeah, and she's like, she was holding on to me. What did you expect?
Again, she was just trying to get her off of her
Off of
arm.
her.
It's nobody's fault that Sophie is a lightweight.
We listen. We are collecting donations. I told the people on threads that we will I will close the door like Marvin Sapp on y'all to collect these donations for these players. We have a
We'll pay
line
for
of
the text.
we have a line of players that are collected texts, and it's all in good spirit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything wrong. I didn't see any
No, I mean
wrongdoing. Me myself personally.
it just happened
We
to the same player twice in one game.
and that said player went on to say that there's a target on this team's back, further pushing the narrative that everybody hates the Fever, which everybody does not hate the Fever.
No, no.
What we don't like is the narratives that the fans push. Because
That are
prior to last season, there was I never heard anybody talk about the Fever
the
the way that
Fever
I
were
heard people talk
loved.
about the Fever. last
The
season.
Fever were loved. You had Tamika Catchings on the team. Like, the Fever were loved. So that we got to this point with the Fever and the Fever fans. And listen, I don't want to group all Fever fans together because
Facts.
it's not all Fever fans. And, you know, a lot of people will say that it's not them. But, like, I believe it's a page on Twitter that posts, like, WNBA. I think it's called WNBA Struggles or something like that. And they, like, post things that are happening within the league that's like, all right, you're a little crazy. Or, like, things like fans would say. And someone got under there and was like, why is it mostly Fever fans or whatever?
You tell us.
And someone had someone was like, you guys are targeting Fever fans. And someone was like, well, if it happens to always be a Fever fan that's getting posted on this page, maybe there's an issue.
So, if it look like a duck, if it quack like a duck,
hey,
hit
maybe it's a duck. But I really wanna get into Natasha Howard and her listen. I love somebody who has big dreams and aspirations.
I didn't know where we were going. It was two different ways, but I won't say the other one. Go ahead.
Well, I love her dreams and aspirations that she has for this season. I hope she keeps that, written on a wall somewhere to keep looking at, and that's what she's,
manifest destiny.
Yep.
But sometimes it's a line, right? And it's a real thin line between manifestation and delusion.
And now listen. So for the people who don't know what she said, Natasha Howard said, they asked her what she was looking forward to this season, and she said she was looking forward to, winning a MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. And she also said that she was hoping, looking forward to them winning the championship this year also. So yeah.
I feel like I've done enough damage, so I won't go any further. But
no, and listen again. I love someone with a lot of dreams and aspirations, and I feel like I said, put it on your wall, stick it to your wall, and that's what you look at. Put it in your locker. So every time you go to your locker,
shoot for that playoff spot, shoot for the championship. As far as Defensive Player of the Year and MVP, there are people in the league,
and
there are people in the league. Y'all know I'm hot and cold with Fee. Nafisa Collier is in the league. Breonna Stewart is in the league. Angel Reese is in the league. It's some rookies that's coming in. I could see them getting MVP over Natasha Howard, and I'm not saying she's a bad player because she's not. She saved the games that she did get to play in Dallas. She saved them most of last season and the prior season before she got injured. It's
was it? Let's see. I think it was 2019. She was like in 5th place for
in the running.
So it's not like it's a far shot, but 5th. In 2019, it's 2025. But listen, again, dreams and aspirations,
injuries. Hey, stuff has happened since then.
Dreams and aspirations. I love them. I hope she sticks to that.
I'm gonna wish her the best of luck because stranger things have happened.
And have. We saw the 2020 Rookie of the Year. That was, hold on, let me see, make sure I'm right.
2020, was that Crystal Dangerfield?
That was Crystal Dangerfield, and that was because Sabrina went out with the injury, Kennedy went out with the injury, and she missed part of the season. And so we've seen some crazy things happen.
We've also seen people win Defensive Player of the Year and their stats were not the best. I mean, everybody knows what I'm talking about. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
So stranger things have happened. If the right person writes the right email, who knows?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay, so I want to move on to the Mystics, right? So we talked about what happened with the Fever game, but as far as the Mystics and their team, Sonia Cintron, you have earned your spot in this league.
Bless her heart.
But
She's
also
gotten
Sonia,
welcomed
you've
as
had your
well.
welcome to the league moment.
We ain't even got to that game yet. We'll
But
talk about it when we get to that game.
yeah, that was intense.
Also, they lost. Georgia Amore got
She tore her
drafted
ACL.
there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We have lost quite a few players to ACL injuries before the season even starts.
And I keep telling people, quick, do some research, figure out what's going on.
What's going on?
I want to say that Sue Bird and
I was just gonna bring that up. Yeah.
Had they had talked about the
correlation of being on your cycle.
Yep.
When you tear ACL, because Megan,
you know what?
She
and
tore
I hate,
hers.
and this is what I hate. I hate that is now coming out because not a long time ago, but like a year ago, a player was like, or in the sports betting world, people just come up with random, ideas of why a player's not playing well. And at one point, it was said that it's hard to bet on the WNBA because we don't know if they're on their cycle or not. So I hate that this is being tied, and there is some correlation to the ACL tears and all that other stuff. But nonetheless, I do hope to figure out.
It is an interview that Simone Augustus did where she was talking about playing a championship game while she had it. I don't remember if it was a cyst or a fibroid rupturing. And she played that entire game with that happening. Yeah. Now, I have had a cyst rupture before. I thought I was going to meet my maker.
Yeah.
I thought it was the end. I could see the light.
Yeah.
Sis played a championship game and won. So for them to say we can't bet on women because we don't know if they're on their period.
And that's why I said I hate that side of it. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of misogyny in the world, which is why I feel like every time we take a step forward, like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, in terms of having to deal with the misogyny built into women's sports.
That's crazy. But what I was saying about what Megan and Sue were talking about, Megan said she tore her ACL 3 times, and all 3 times she was on her cycle.
Yep.
And I think Sue tore hers maybe in college. I forgot when she tore hers, but she said the first question that the doctor asked her was, "Are you on your period?"
Yep.
Nothing about pain. How did it happen?
Well, I think they're trying to tie in the like how your hormones are changing, like are moving around and stuff like that, and how that's affecting the strength. And I don't know.
I think it just goes to show how strong women are, because we go through this every month. Our uterus sheds every month, and we have to go through life, have to still go to work. You're still expected to show up. These athletes are still expected to produce the same way they would on a regular day. And we have some people that their cramps are so bad they can barely get out of the bed.
Yep.
When they're on their cycle. And these players are playing through that. So to say that you can't bet on a woman player because you don't know if they're on their cycle or not, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Insane.
If I posted the thread of me going off on every single one of them, you'd be like, all right, you stood up for us. Because I told them, I was like, take away, I said, and this is what I say for any of the women's sports. I mean, even when soccer comes around and stuff like that, take away that this is a woman playing and that this is just a player playing the sport they love. And that's it. So, yeah.
That was a tangent, but I feel like a lot of our listeners are women and can relate to that part.
Yeah.
That was a tangent. Back on topic. What's the next team? What's the next game? Or were we still talking about the Mystics? We were still talking about the Mystics.
We were talking about the Mystics and their young bright stars. I don't know. In my head, I was like, okay, Kiki is going. I don't know why in my head Kiki was going to start. And then I keep forgetting that they have Steph Dolson there still.
Yeah, mama. That's a big woman.
Big. Let me tell you, the first time that I saw Stephanie Dolson in person, I had to like double take
Was that when we went to
because
that game last
yes,
year?
it was
And both of
the
us was
dream game.
like,
And
what's up?
she walked by because we were like what on the third row or something like that, and she
Mhm.
walked by, and I looked over and I was like this.
She
I
is huge.
I don't want to run into her. I if she set a screen, y'all better call it because
It's a list of people who I
yeah,
would probably fight my teammates if they let me run into a screen.
BG
And
is
she
one of
one
them,
of them.
and Stephanie Dolson's the other for sure.
Alyssa Thomas,
Alyssa Thomas, yep.
Jackie
Jackie
Young.
Young,
The way once I catch my breath, once
you're
I
getting
get it
cursed out.
back,
You're getting cursed out
I might
because
start swinging because why would you not call it? You
yeah,
hate me?
yeah,
Do you hate me? You didn't want
yeah.
me to play the rest of the game. You could have just said that because now
Yeah,
I'm
if you didn't
hurt.
want me on the team, you could have just said that, Um, but
But yeah,
yeah,
they have Steph, they have Slim. Who are their starters, Lord?
I'm trying to pull. Hold on, computer's taking forever and an hour to load. No, so Slim, Steph. Oh, okay.
Because they lost a lot of their core last year. They lost Maisha Hines Allen, they lost Ariel Atkins, they
I know.
lost
So
Shatori.
Sonia Centron is starting.
Okay.
Is I believe Emily Engstler is
I forgot
also.
about her.
I think that's her starting. Hold on, let me. So, Slim, Steph, Sonia, Emily.
That's another team that's in a rebuild this season because they lost a lot of their key players. Tosh started it. Well, I think EDD started it when she left. And then
Yeah.
Tosh left. Chris Tolliver left. Ariel Atkins left. Shatori Kimbrough left. They got rid of Maisha Hines Allen. I don't think she left willingly, but that was
No, wait. She was in the trade. You're right.
she was a
Because I
trade.
went to the links last
A
season.
mid-season, yeah. A mid-season trade.
Which
They
at the
traded her
time I
for
just didn't
Suge
feel like the
Sutton
links needed. It wasn't like they were in desperate need of a center.
for a bit. Right.
So,
But they traded her for Suge Sutton.
which I just looked and saw that she played 30 minutes in their first game. And
Who did?
let me pull up, make sure I'm correct. Shook Sutton played 30 minutes in their first preseason game.
How,
Can
what
somebody
her stat
fact
line
check
look
this for
like?
me? She played 30 minutes. She was 0 for 5. I mean, she had 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Oh, that's what kept her in the game. No. My biggest thing is I always say that defense and rebounding will always keep a player on a team and in the league. And
Mm-hmm.
I will 100% stick to that.
Did she start
I believe
for
so.
them?
I could be tripping. No, I watched this game. I don't know why. It's great for it. Now ESPN don't get none of the preseason, postseason rankings ever right, but they do have who started the game. Yeah, that was your starting lineup. So yeah, I had all 5: Slim, Steph Dolson, Emily Engstler, Shug Sutton, and then
Uh,
Sonia Cintron.
Science trying.
Yeah, she played, and ESPN has it also. She played 31 minutes, and I mean she was plus 14. So while she was out on the floor, she was doing something. Yeah. Now we're gonna eventually get to them, but I need for Miss Cheryl Reeve to not cut 7 players on one day for me this season.
We'll get there. What's the next game?
Actually, the next game actually is I think the Sky versus the Lynx.
That was a good game. That was a good game. I will say I don't think the Lynx played to their full potential
They didn't, but what I
at
am gonna
all.
love this season is Angel versus Fee. Yeah,
It's still a little residual Beef. Nah, I won't even say beef. We'll say smoke from
I don't even think
Unrivals.
it's beef because I think they're really cool off the court. They train to get
Hmm.
like they train together with Lisa Leslie, in the off season, and so I just think that on the floor, it's like very intense, and it was a preseason game, and it was going at it. So I think there's a lot of respect there, but yeah, I think
Chicago looked really good in that game. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch the first one. I didn't watch them against Brazil, and then I heard the Brazilian team was like
high schoolers,
teenagers.
yeah.
So I didn't watch that, but I did watch this game, and we was side eyeing Tyler, but he might have been onto something. He might know what he's doing over there. They look good, and it pains me to say that because I don't love the way that they did Teaspoon. I don't love the way
How
that
they did Kennedy.
they've done Kennedy. I wanted to hate them this season, even though I love Tyler. I wanted to hate them this season and Angel, but they look good. They look good.
Yeah,
Ariel going
that
out
offense,
6-3. Huh?
that offense.
I thought you said their outfits. I was gonna say I didn't
No,
watch the tunnel, but
no, their offense looks so much better. Oh, just a ball movement, and that's why like everybody was screaming out, and that's why I posted what I posted on Threads when everybody was screaming out. It's just the preseason. It's just the preseason. Y'all don't understand until you have sat down and have watched a whole season of no ball movement with a team to see what we are seeing. It's something totally different.
they look good and they look cohesive already. And they've only been playing together for at this point maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They look good. Like this might be a good season for them. I don't want to gas them up too much, and then people start playing to their full potential and they get slapped. But as of right now, starting out, they look good. Ariel Atkins is fitting in well with them. It was good to see Elizabeth Williams back on the floor with them. Lexi Brown had some shady stuff to say about this team.
Okay, because I was actually about to go to the storm and start talking about the storm and the sun. That was our next part. She did have some
Well, this
shady
is a good
things.
segue.
She did have some shady things to say about how the Sky don't have a what was it? I don't want to misquote her, but it was along the lines of the Sky do not have a post player like that could bring the ball up the floor.
Hmm.
That they don't have someone.
She said I think they're gonna try to do that high-low thing with Angel and
Yeah,
Camilla, and that's just not gonna work for them. I watched the game. I feel like it worked fine. I think they did a good job. I saw Angel bringing the ball up the floor a lot more than she did last season. Wait, is Angel a center?
Angel's a four. She's a true four,
That's what I
actually.
thought.
Yeah. So
But
Angel's a
nonetheless, she'll be, but she was bringing the ball up the floor, and that's not her.
well, it was her norm because at one point she was playing like a
A
point
point
guard
guard.
position, and I feel like she's getting back to that. And because if you look at LSU and how like Kim Mulkey runs her system, I mean, same thing is happening with Denise Morrow. Anissa Morrow is a true four, and I think that like Niece is gonna have to develop the same way that Angel has, and that is to stretch out further, move into a like I feel like Nice will move more into a stretch four, and then Angel will probably move more into a point forward in a sense. So yeah, but and it's just funny that like I mean I think Lexi Brown's a cool person, but it's just how fast it got swung around and it's like oh now you just stuck your foot in your mouth.
Again, because she does it often. And it's crazy that she does it. She has I'm trying to say it without, yeah. It's crazy that she has these opinions that she says out loud that give a very misogynist tone to them as a woman that plays in this league. Like you
Yeah,
talk about your colleagues the way
yeah.
that men talk about them. which is crazy. These are your peers. You have the same job they have.
Yeah. And yeah. And I wonder
It's hard to talk around it without saying the wrong thing, ain't it?
Yeah. And I wonder also what the response would be from her if some male podcast got out and was saying, you know, because I mean I like Lexi's story, like, and what she's been through, and so
Are you
I
saying
want
if a male podcaster said something about her or said
her.
something about other players in the league? Okay, because
Well,
I was
says
about to say she lets Gil and them sit up and talk shit about the league all the time in her
yeah,
presence.
yeah. And that's what I don't like, and that's what I didn't like about with the whole Jeff Teague stuff, and about Angel, and yeah. Because my biggest thing in life is, what do you say to defend me when I'm not there?
Mm-hmm.
So, but on to the Storm.
Well, we talked about Chicago. We didn't say nothing about the Lynx.
I just hope the Lynx don't. I hope Cheryl don't cut 7 players in one day again.
They ain't got no choice. She got like 36 of them on the roster right now.
They started with 22 players. Training camp started with 20 players. I think they are down to 19 or something like that, because they had cut 2 and then signed another one to a training camp contract. Cheryl, you only have one spot. Most of your team came back this year. What are we doing? Why? Y'all have the most
doing
players.
It for fun.
It has to be. And it's like, you have these girls out here fighting for who could potentially be making a name for themselves on another team.
Mm-hmm. You got them out here fighting for one spot.
Holding on to until the last minute. Cut them early.
If you're going to cut them.
If you're going to cut them early. She has to. I don't. Do they even have enough
what I like?
I don't even think they have enough cap space for. I don't think they even have enough cap space for 12 players. They might only have enough for 11, and you got 20-some players, 19 players to still, to get through.
She just wanted to participate in training camp. Like you said, most of her team came back. It wasn't really a reason for her to be pulling players in anyway, because where you gonna put them? She just wanted to participate. That's all.
Yeah.
They like getting participate. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to the Sky for a second. I do love that they drafted players that they needed.
Yeah.
They drafted players that they could use, and the 2 rookies that they drafted essentially have secured their spots on the team.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know why. How did I miss that?
We didn't talk about Hayley Van Lith at all.
It didn't. Absolutely love. So I liked Hayley when she was at Louisville, right?
Mm.
She was an absolutely great player. I was excited when she transferred to LSU. I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. She just did not fit into Kim's system, and this is where I think people miss the disconnect on, like, me saying she didn't fit into Kim's system doesn't mean that Kim's system is bad.
Doesn't mean that she's a bad player.
Doesn't mean that Hayley's a bad player. It just, not every player fits into certain systems, and I don't think that Hayley has fit into Kim's system. Now, when she gets to TCU, we got to see her again, and and I was like, this is what we were getting at Louisville, So I'm glad that rose her draft stock, because I think at the beginning of the college season, they had her like projected in like the second, third round. And I hated that, because I know when she was at Louisville, like, she was a first rounder. But her time at TCU brought her back up to the first round.
I'm drawing a blank on the second player that they drafted.
They got.
But she's still on the team, though. I know that much.
So it's Maddie. It's Maddie Westfeld. Her sister. Her sister
Catherine
plays for the
Phoenix.
Or it's Phoenix.
She plays for Phoenix, I think.
An orange team.
She played yesterday. I'm almost positive she plays
you're
for
right.
Phoenix.
She did. What I needed from Maddie is, I needed more from Maddie. I think I broke it down, and I think their team is set after all of that because Lord, when I tell you the Sky don't play no games, they cut in 3 players at a time. Like that first cut, it was like 3 players. The second one, 3 players again. I'm very disappointed in Jessica Carter because I was like, it was like we were all rooting for you. Yes, that's
We
how it
were
was
rooting for her when she went to the
when she got to the
Aces.
Aces. No, forget that. She started with the Liberty.
The Liberty, yep. She
Got
got
waived
cut
there. Got to the
or
Aces.
waived.
Yeah, got to the Aces. Waived there also, and I was like, all right. So it's like I'm rooting for you, and I was very disappointed, and like I'm screaming like the ball's right in front of you, grab the rebound, and that's why I never take Angel Reese for granted. I never take Asia Wilson. Like Asia can get out in so many interviews or whatever and be like, well, I wasn't really focused on rebounding. Yeah, but you have the hustle and the motor in you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I never take for granted anybody that rebounds the ball because it pains me to watch a game and to see players just stand there and it's like the ball's right there in front of you. Grab it. Grab it. There's no way that
Or
they
chunk a shot up and just run off before you even know if you got it or not. Like it bounced off the rim and you at half court. The whole
Yeah.
team. Nobody there to
Yeah.
get this.
Yeah.
Nobody there to get this over with, but whatever. Okay. We can go on to the next team. It was Connecticut and
And the Storm.
Seattle. That game, hey, Connecticut, I don't know what y'all got going on, but y'all looked a miss in that game.
Ended.
That was
But I
that
love
was
I don't have anything positive from that game. I can't lie.
that was a shit show.
Now, granted,
However,
they're missing a
see,
lot of
we probably
players.
about to say the same thing.
Right?
However, they only had one signed player on the team, which was, I mean, out there on the court, which is Tina. Marina wasn't there. Marina was on the sidelines, I believe.
Niece
Diamond
is
is,
injured.
yeah,
Diamond's
niece is
injured.
out. Sanaya, bless her heart, her
Condolences.
mama
Yeah.
passed. Um, so they had Tina out there with a whole bunch of rookies and people that have just been signed to the team. It was obvious that they had only practiced together for a week. It showed in the way that they played their game. There was no cohesion. Like, again, I don't know if they were running plays. I think they were just out there doing shit.
A mess they
And,
did
and,
look.
and Tina motherfucking Charles couldn't even save them.
No.
Well, she couldn't save Atlanta.
She couldn't save Atlanta through Atlanta's injuries. So actually let's segue off of that real quick. There's 2 teams that I said last year were a better team than their records show. And that was the Washington Mystics and the Atlanta Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams. Oh, I have 3. I'll even add in Dallas because I think Maddie missed a big portion of Dallas's season last year.
Thought
So
two
it's
did
like,
too.
yeah. So it's like those
And
are
Natasha
3,
Howard. She
those
missed
are
most of it too.
exactly. So those are 3 teams that their record was worse than their team was. Their team was a lot better than that. They just injuries. And as of right
Which
now,
is
go ahead.
kind of crazy for Atlanta because they only really had 2.5 major injuries. Jordan was out for most of the season. I think she played 20 games. Ryan was out for a few games, and then we lost Aerial Powers towards the end of the season. If my
And
memory serves me correct, I think that's it.
no, someone else went out. Someone else went out at the end of the season.
Was it Jordan again?
Was it not CPT?
Yes, I believe.
Yeah, she went out towards the end of the season. I said this is the worst time for her to go out. Like that's this like, dream need her right now. So I believe CPT also went out towards the end.
We'll get there. I'm on Connecticut's here right now. That first game, a miss. I was worried. I didn't know what was going on in Connecticut. Seattle. Zaya looks happy.
Seattle. I mean, Seattle also is missing, their number.
Key players.
Yeah. I mean, Ezzy's out, Gabby's out, Dominique's out. Like, Those are major, especially with defensive side. Those are major players that you're missing.
And now Katie Lou, she got ACL injury.
ACL. Jordan was already going to be out.
So is Nika. Damn, that's 3 ACLs on that team.
On one team.
That's crazy.
Seattle, is it the rain?
They slipping?
Are they slipping? Is it the rain?
The court wet?
They say when it rains, your joints start to ache a little.
Like, I'm not making fun of y'all's ACL injuries. I hope you guys feel better.
I really do hope that everybody who is suffering from ACL, I mean, any injury at all, I hope that everybody gets healed, because it is unfortunate to like go play overseas, go do all this other stuff in the off season, and then come back to your team ready to start a good season, and then it's like injury.
Get hurt. And then I feel bad for these rookies that are getting hurt because you made it through the draft. You got drafted. You got to your team.
You haven't even been able to show.
You haven't been able to play. You haven't been able to do anything. Yeah. And same for Sanaya. She got to her team, and then the worst possible thing happened. I do feel bad for Connecticut, but I will say they picked it up in the second game that they played, which we'll get to that one. But Seattle looked like Seattle is not a bad team.
Leroux, though, it's like
she looked a lot different from when she was in LA.
I will never forgive Kurt. If we look at all these players and they go off this season, I will never forgive Kurt for what he did to these players. Because I even said this last year during the Olympics when Leroux, because China nationality, is that a team? Okay, when she went to go play for a national team in the Olympics, I said, we don't ever get to see this in LA with her. Mm-mm. And I blamed Kurt.
A whole different player out there.
And you realize she put up
I wasn't familiar.
She put up 15 points in 19 minutes, and this whole game she was in foul trouble.
I said, Lee, I wasn't familiar. And I remember her. She played in Washington for a minute too. Nope, that wasn't her. I'm getting her mixed up with she on a training camp contract. No, she got cut already. I can't think of her name. It'll come to me. But yeah, she didn't play like that at all in LA. Zaya didn't play like she was playing. They're playing happy.
Let me say about Zaya Cook. Zaya Cook, I said this during the tournament. Zaya Cook was a dog in college. Like, if you know the Zaya Cook that played for South Carolina, that was a dog. Like, I think three out of 4 of her years in college, she was on like the all tournament team. Like, this is a dog, and I believe that this would be like her being in Seattle is gonna be great for her.
I feel like being in LA kind of, I won't say broke her, but it kind of tore her down a little bit. And you know that live that we were watching that she was on, she was talking about how every year she goes into it with the mindset that this is gonna be my year. Whether it's her year or not, she goes into every season with that mindset. And she was like, I just really feel like being in Seattle, with a different franchise, with a different organization, that this might really be my year to make a name for myself and to show everybody what I can do, because I haven't been able to do that.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, she was playing happy. Her and Lee both looked like they were playing happy. They were playing a little more free than they were able to play in LA. And I love that for them. Not the biggest Storm fan. I like the players, but I don't like how they did, Jewel.
I can't lie. The reason why I say we have to root for the Storm is because I feel like when they could get that championship, and that could be like, all right, I'm hanging up the shoes.
And she gonna be the commissioner?
Come be the commissioner. Like, so, but like being for real, like they picked up a lot of pieces. Like, I'm looking at even like AC in that first game. What shocked me was them starting Erica Wheeler. I was very confused.
Again, I think maybe her talents were hidden in the mediocrity that was the Fever over the last couple of years. Now, she is a wanderer in the league. She has been on all the teams, just about. Quite a few teams. but she's never been out of the league. She's never been without a contract. She's just not been able to stay on the team, which I feel like in the WNBA with limited roster spots, if you're able to stay on a roster, maybe not the same one concurrently, but if you're able to stay on a roster, you clearly have some talent.
Yeah, there's something there, and also, honestly, I think she's gotten to the point in her career where, like, if she doesn't bring nothing to the table, she brings leadership because she's a vet. And well, that's what's happening in Seattle. All these vets. I'm looking at all these vets, and that's what that's even what Zaya was saying about her training. She said like she's like following Skylar Diggins around the court. She wants to emulate, and she wants to learn and take in as much as she can. And I love that. I love Skylar Diggins. Big Mama, walk him down. That's my dog. But yeah, I hope that this is gonna work out for Zaya. I hope this is gonna work out for Lee. I can't lie.
Lexi Brown is also on the team.
Huh?
Lexi Brown is also on the team. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
She's right here under, yeah. Another person is AC. Don't look like AC to me, And I know, and I'm happy for her. I know she wanted to go back home. Like, she wanted to be back in Seattle. And so I'm happy for her. But that doesn't even look like the AC that we've grown
It's not giving the same joy. To be honest, the players that left the Aces don't look like themselves on the court right now. And I think it may just be a different vibe from the locker room. The vibe that they had in Vegas is not what they have now. And it might just, I don't know how to say this without it sounding terrible.
Well,
I've said enough terrible shit on this episode.
Well, no, listen, you have some players who have left and it's like they look happier. Then you have some players who have left and it's like,
who left and looked happier?
No, not from the Aces. I'm just saying from just different teams.
I was speaking on the Aces.
Oh, yeah.
In particular.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Everybody that has left the Aces, the team that they're on now, their respective teams, they don't look like themselves. They don't look happy.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't look too unhappy, and I think she just needed to leave for her mental.
I think she wanted more leadership than what she was able to give in Vegas, which is understandable. But Sia does not look like herself. AC does not look like herself. I kind of think this is AC's last season. I think she went back home to retire, which same thing for Tina Charles. I think she went back home to retire.
That's how I feel about Natasha Howard too. I mean, like I said, I love her aspirations, but
that might be why she's reaching so hard, because she knows this might be her last season.
Yeah.
But everybody that left the Aces organization, I wish y'all the best. I know y'all left for your own personal reasons, for your own personal growth. I hope y'all do great this season, just not when you play the Aces.
Yeah, that part.
Play your worst game.
Oh wow. So yeah, we touched on Seattle, Connecticut, and the mess that is.
They looked better the second game.
They did.
Marina was cooking, not in the kitchen, on the court. My chaotic girl. She grew on me.
Listen, Marina's grown on me too. And I told you, I've said it multiple times, and I posted about it multiple times. I have forgiven Marina because I realized that she is me. She is me, because it's a lot of chaotic ADHD going on in there. And honestly, I probably would have made the whole family. The whole family. Like if you hop on their lives, it's the whole family. And so I feel like, I would make the same moves that she made. She didn't like it in Dallas, I would have left too. She didn't like it in the Sky, I would have left too. She don't like it in Connecticut, me too. I now sympathize with her because I realize we are the same person.
And I feel like we were all kind of side-eyeing her because it was like, damn, you ain't got no loyalty to nobody. Every team you go to, you find something wrong with it and you try to leave. But it's a business. The whole organization is a business. People are making moves for their own personal reasons. They have to do what's best for them. And I don't think we looked at it that way last season when she left Chicago mid-season. Everybody was just like, my girl.
But I mean,
the middle of the season?
Like,
teams do it.
organizations move you around, and you don't, so
You
why?
find out when they post it on the internet.
I hated that for Tosh, but like,
We'll get there.
we will.
We'll talk about Phoenix.
But yeah,
But yeah, they did look better the second game. Marina was out there. Marina was doing Marina things, hitting her threes,
yeah.
dancing poorly. My girl, I like her. She grew on me for real, for real. I still don't know what Connecticut is gonna look like this season.
I don't either, and I think that's just because they are still missing,
They're
key players.
missing
Like,
a lot of players.
well, the
They
ones you,
they just signed Bria Hartley to a training camp contract. Did you see that?
I did see that, and I was telling you during AU, I was like, she has to find her way back to the team in the league,
Mhm.
like, and the level of players in the league versus like maybe in AU or like overseas or whatever might not be the same, but like I can pick them. I could pick a player out and be like, I see something in you, you know. So I see
That
something in her, and
that first
honestly,
AU game when Becky and them were sitting in front of me, I told Tree, I said, I really think they scouting Crystal Bradford. I shit you not. 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later. So one thing we can call
we can call them. Sure can.
them. They might not stay, but we can call them.
Yeah. So let's move into Sparks and the Valks. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have much. Like, I didn't have my hopes up for the Valks this year because, and this is what I texted you the other day, and somebody even posted it on Threads. They are a team of role players. They don't have their star player that is in contention for MVP.
Okay, I give you that. She's not in contention for MVP by no means. But I think people are forgetting that Tip carried Atlanta for years.
No, I know. She is like, this is a player that was averaging 17, 18, like I think 17, 18 points while she was in Atlanta.
Like
No.
she's been the franchise
Yeah.
player. She's been the lead player for a team before. And I made that post last night about how I expected more out of her this season. Like I get it's preseason.
Mm.
It's only been 2 games. Like I said, everybody that's playing right now, they've played together for 3 weeks. So they are still learning each other for sure. But she's just not looking like herself on the court yet. And I said something about maybe she gotta warm up, or I don't remember what I said, but somebody, it was a couple of people that got on my post and was basically saying she's a sixth player. That's not her role anyway, to be a star and blah blah blah. She
She
carried
was
a
at one
team.
point. Yeah. She was at one point. And I'm never gonna take that away from Tip. It's just like, I don't know. Granted, it's one thing to like you're just starting to practice with somebody for 3 weeks, like the last 3 weeks with these other teams, but like some of them players know each other, and I mean outside
Mhm.
of like
A handful. That's a
they
brand
just
new. We don't know them people.
we don't know them. I mean, we know them from their
Mm-mm.
teams.
Last night when they was calling people names, I was like, who is this?
No, so I know the players based off of where they were before, but them together, they're still trying to find their identity.
Oh, I'm not talking about the ones that we know. I know Van Loo. I know
Veronica Burton, Mo Billings, LA. No, listen, LA had the plan. She just needed a
KT.
platform.
That's really it. We gonna get to that too. I know KT. It was the bench, the second string that carried that second half of that game last night.
Mhm.
I had never heard of none of them people before in my life.
From France. Oh
Toure.
Lord, I hate butcher names, but it's like Matt.
Toure.
That one.
We just gonna call her last name.
Yep.
She said, I'm trying to get a roster spot and let me show you why I deserve to be here.
And
Because,
girl, you deserved it.
oh my God.
Deserve it.
I said, oh, she kept them in this game because
Yeah.
this was a losing game, a lost game.
It was, and the fact that they came back. But I also would like to speak on the Mercury, and
This ain't even the game we supposed to be talking about yet.
It ain't. But I also want to speak to the Mercury and their bench. So in my head when we did the preseason rankings, it was based on their starting five. And then I realized after watching these games, they don't have much of a bench.
Mm-mm.
Like,
I don't want to say all of their talent, but their strongest players are the first five that they're putting on the floor.
and I mean, like even like Call was out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you could see their whole team collapse if like Satu or AT weren't in the game. Teams start
And
collapsing.
given those were also like their rookies and their training camp
Yeah.
contracts and people that are new to this style of basketball. So I give them that grace. But yeah, I had them a little higher than maybe I should have. And it's because I was counting on
They're
their
starting five.
starting five and they can't carry the team the whole season.
No, and that's why I was like, I gotta remember this is preseason, this is preseason, this is preseason. Because I'm like watching the
Yeah.
game and I'm like, put Asia back in the game, please. But like we're just trying to see, and break down the rest of the team.
And I
So
will say I'm glad that we get to see these preseason games because we don't usually get to see this part.
no, I think last year they had streamed. Well, we didn't have this many preseason games last year. I don't
I feel
believe
like I don't think we had this many, but I feel like every
we didn't
team
have them
has at least
broadcasted.
one. But yeah, we don't get to see them. It was just that person on Twitter last year that live streamed the Chicago and whoever they played game.
Yeah.
And we got to watch that. And I think they broadcasted the one that was at South Carolina with the
Oh yeah,
Aces.
against Puerto Rico.
Yeah, we got to watch that one, but we don't usually get to see this part, and that may be why we have such strong opinions too, because we don't usually get to see the players out there fighting for a spot. We don't usually get to see the starters kind of lagging off in the game because I mean their spots are secure. Why I'm gonna go out here and play my hardest and possibly injure myself for a preseason game? I got a spot.
Yeah.
We trying to see what you can do.
Yeah.
Okay, but the game we were talking about was Golden State and the Sparks. I won't lie, there was an Aces game on at the same time. I didn't watch this game.
I had them now. Granted, I had them both on, but I had the Aces game on with sound, and the Sparks game in the corner with no sound. And so I could see KP skipping in the corner of my screen. Now, one thing I did expect, I think I expected a little bit more. I went back and watched like the first half. I did expect a little bit more. No, I didn't. I lied because I think I have the Sparks at like number like 9 or 10 on my preseason rankings, which I'm gonna redo. But like
Yeah, that
Rakia
was
came
just
out,
preseason. We have to redo them.
yeah,
That's
because
just
now teams
preseason.
are cutting. Yeah, that was pre-draft.
Pre-draft, yes.
Yeah,
Once we get final, I think we should redo them once we get final rosters.
which I think we should have be most teams
The
should have them.
15.
I'm about to say
That's
most
the
should
last
have
day.
them. Yeah, most should have them cut before. Um, Rakia went absolutely crazy I believe this was the first half. She had most. I think she had like 9. Was it like 9 in the first half or whatever? Um, I expected more from De'Erica Hamby. I did. And this is why when people were trying to get me to change my view on where I had the Sparks, and they were like, well, like think about their team. They have Hamby, they have Plum, they have Burrell, they have Sims, they have Jackson, I know their team. I just don't know how they're gonna all work together.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see that in the first game when they played the Valks. Yeah, I want them, Lord, because the Sparks are playing the Storm in a private scrimmage that will not be broadcasted. I don't know if that's already happened or it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But because like the Sparks are one of the ones that only had like one preseason game, and their second one's supposed to, I believe, against the Storm in a private scrimmage. But I really would have liked to see Sanaya play a little bit more, as well as I would like to have seen Sarah Ashley Barker play a little bit more.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna keep the Sparks where they're at on my list.
I think I had them a little low too. I honestly don't remember where I
I
had
just
them.
didn't see them like. Basically, the way that I was looking at it is I had my list. It was pre-draft. After the draft happened, we get to see all these games, and then I'm looking at my list based off of, okay, this player, that they have these group of players that are like coming together and they're playing a little better than I have them, And with the Sparks, they just didn't like. Oh wow, like I shouldn't have doubted them. They didn't
I
make me
think
change my mind.
everybody was expecting KP to be more like a savior for them and like just turn the whole organization around, but you can't depend on one player unless it's Asia Wilson to turn the whole organization around.
Yeah, and I feel like the role that they wanted KP to come play is just not the role that KP plays. Like they wanted her to come in as a true point guard, and that's just not KP. KP gonna shoot the ball.
You want to shoot?
So I was like, I feel like they still need a true
They
point
got
guard.
Odyssey.
Odyssey again. Odyssey
She
want
want
to
to
get to the
shoot
bucket.
too,
She want to
but
get like, and that's what was happening with the Sky last year. Like we had all these players that could get to the basket. Like you can get to the rim, but nobody wants to. Nobody. We don't have any true point guards left in the league for real. I mean, you have Ty Harris. Ty Harris is a
Chelsea
true
Gurley
point
is
guard.
right there.
Chelsea can shoot though. Chelsea, like,
She can, but she facilitates way more than
oh
she
no, she
shoots.
facilitates really well. Listen, the point guard. Um, but I mean, like, true. Like, Ty's not gonna take many shots. Like, Sloot's not gonna take many shots. We know Chelsea can shoot. She can shoot the 3 box. She can shoot the mid range. I'm trying to think of true point guards. There aren't many in the league because they moved into positionless basketball. And your 1 and 2 kind of runs the same. Sometimes your 3,
Mhm.
and then your 3 and 4s run the same, and then your 4s and 5s run the same. So it's like it's all just one thing, which is why like Rakia could cover the like 1 through 4 almost. But yeah, but back to KP. I just don't think the role that they expected or they want for KP, like that's just not how she didn't play like that in Vegas. So I don't see her playing like that in Los
It
Angeles.
was a lot of. I love KP, but there was a lot of hero ball in Vegas.
It was,
A
and
lot of. I'm about to
so,
throw this ball up. I don't care what's going on. I'm finna take this shot.
listen, and someone was like, why? Like someone that questioned why. I don't even think this was for the group rankings, but like, why do I have Vegas? And one of my pieces in it is that Jewel replaced KP in the shooting wise, but Jewel also plays more defense than KP does. So that was like in a way an upgrade in that way. Let's see.
Next game.
Honestly, it's the Aces and Mercury, but we've talked so much about both of those teams.
Yeah. I guess we can give Deja her flowers in that one because, like I said, Becky said that the starters gave her a D performance. Asia tried to give it a D plus, but she said it was a D, and
Yeah,
she put those rookies in and KB. And let me
the
see, she
rookies,
rotated between the rookies with KB. Crystal Bradford got a lot of playing time. We saw Tiffany Mitchell a lot, but
and even at one point they
it
had pulled
wasn't
Tiffany. Like Tiffany was sitting on the sideline with the starters, at one point
right.
because she wanted to see the rookies and KB.
And
Um,
Crystal Bradford, like the ones
yeah,
that are fighting for it.
yeah,
KB's not fighting for a spot, but the ones that are fighting for a spot. And I feel like she put KB out there to have a. I know she's only been in the league 4 years, but we're gonna call her a
impact.
veteran. Yeah,
Yeah,
a veteran presence on the floor with the newer. um players, but they were I didn't think we were gonna win that game until Deja Kelly found her streak. She had the high hand. She remembered who the fuck she was
Yeah.
in that game, and it showed
Yeah.
her ass. This is turning
This one
into an
is.
Ace of Stand podcast. Let's talk about Phoenix. Phoenix, you did Natasha Cloud dirty. You did. I love the players that are on this team, but I don't wish y'all the best this year. I don't. You got to pay for your crimes, girl. That and
Yeah.
whole time probably wasn't even his decision. It probably was front office stuff.
Yeah.
But
But
like
still, someone
that,
has to pay. Someone has to be the face of the hatred this year.
so sorry, girl,
Because
dad. I'm taking it out on you
finding out you've been traded to another team when
on
everybody else
social
found out.
media.
When everybody else found out, it's kind of insane, and that's the whole business part, and that's why I can't even fault Marina for wanting to do what she wants to do,
Hmm.
because
They don't
if
have any loyalties to these players.
they
Like
don't,
Tasha said that they were telling her she was gonna retire a Phoenix Mercury.
but
Like,
they also told her the same thing in Washington that she would retire a Mystic.
well, she left on her own accord in Washington, though.
Yeah,
She was shipped away in Phoenix. They got the. I hate that they. Is that the word that I want to use? I hate that they used her for recruiting purposes and had her essentially recruiting Satu and AT to replace her. That's
this
wild to me.
this is the player that said, "I will run through a wall for this organization."
For this organization, for them to treat her like that. Like, I can't imagine the betrayal that she felt. I know her feelings were hurt because, Tosh is a presence online. She was not posting anything. And this was still during Unrivaled. She was not posting anything. She didn't even have her energy was different when you did see her in Unrivaled. Like, you could tell she was upset. And she looks genuinely happy in New York now.
Was because you add that on top of her original plea to get sent to the Liberty was denied,
Hmm.
and so oh no, yeah, she did not look happy. She looks so much happier now, and she's a vibe wherever she goes, and I love that for her, and I love that for the people around her because she just gives off so much happiness.
Hmm. But I am glad that she's happy in New York. And I love Stewie down. But I gotta hate you during the season. I'm sorry, big dog. I hate your team. I hate your team.
All right, so our next one is the Atlanta Dream.
They look good.
The Atlanta Dream do
They look good.
JC.
Girl, bubble wrap.
JC, we want to bubble wrap you. We are praying that you come back, you're healthy. Um,
Me and KK were talking about her fingers, and she said that she had told her in training camp, like, you need to, I don't know what you need to tape around your fingers, but you need to make sure them fingers stay protected. Then she go hurt her damn knee.
like
Girl.
yeah. So yeah, JC. The team does look good though. I also had the opportunity to go meet the team the day after that on the 8th.
Thursday.
Yeah, that Thursday. Um, and that was good just to see the team together, as well as BG did say. She said they saw the preseason rankings. Seventh is
I kind of
crazy.
thought she was talking about us because I went back and looked at mine and I think I have them seven. And I was like, did she see mine? I want her to be my friend. I don't never want BG to have any animosity towards me.
No, I think
That she is almost twice my size.
ESPN put them out there at 7, I believe. I believe it was ESPN.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, she said she saw the preseason rankings and no, they're
Seventh
gonna
is crazy. And you know what, BG? You right. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna fix it. Y'all won't be seventh. And then I've seen y'all play. You look good. Even though it's
yeah.
still preseason. And I know nobody is playing to their full potential right now, but probably Tahina. But y'all, they look good. And you can tell that that coach is a shooting coach. Like, you can tell he's big
Oh,
on 3 points and getting the ball
yeah.
up there because everybody's shooting threes. BG is shooting them things effortless. Like, girl. it's some youthfulness about her again, because she is also playing happy. She's playing free. She does not look like she did in Phoenix the last few years.
Mhm.
She looks
Yeah.
a little faster and everything.
Yeah. So, some of these teams hold special places in my heart, and the Dream hold a special place just because I'm from Georgia, and that's who I used to watch growing up. Like, I used to sit back and watch Angel McCoskey fight for a championship, and she spent all that time there in Atlanta and just couldn't bring it through. And so the Dream hold a special place in my heart. But no, everybody was like, what I loved about being at the cookout is that it was just like the arena. It was small, intimate. Like, you get to actually, talk to the players, interact with the players, and have good conversations. Now, as far as the Dream rookies, Pow
To be
Pow,
fair,
Tahina
okay.
Pow Pow, you have your spot in Atlanta, girl. Let me go find you a hookah and some lemon drops,
And
like,
some lemon pepper wings,
and some
fried
lemon
hard,
pepper, like
extra ranch.
all flats.
I like a drama.
Yeah, Tahina, you have earned your spot. Like, I felt like she
She
played very,
looks so happy. She's
yeah.
just smiling. She looks so happy. She's having a great time.
But that's even how she was even at South Carolina. Like,
Mhm.
Tahina's just a happy person. And that's why, like, I love that about Tahina. I love that about Natasha. I love that just about any player that Coach had even mentioned at the cookout BG. BG's just a happy person. And so I love when you can be infectious to, like, your teammates also. You're just always so happy. So
Um, Terry, what's her name? Taylor Terry. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
TT. That's what I call it.
TT.
I think
Yeah.
that's what our cousin call it too.
I just wanted to point out that she's a rookie on the Dream.
You had more to say.
That's the best I got.
I will say we might. I don't know. I didn't talk crazy on Nat's name, but Nat might need an apology.
No, I'm not giving her that. I think Cheyenne had 1 day of practice with that team.
No,
And I
she
really
did.
think they wanted to give her a chance to say that she played in a preseason game because she didn't get that
Yeah.
opportunity with the Valks. And
Yeah.
honestly, they could have probably made that decision spur of the moment while she was on the bench. Like, hey, let's throw her in the game. Because if you go look at the scores on the WNBA app, her name isn't even showing up. It's not showing up as a DNP or anything. Her name is not listed. So
Yeah.
I don't think that they were projecting on putting her in the game that day just because she's only practiced 1 day with them.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have another preseason game. And I really think that they made that decision. We don't have another preseason game. She didn't get to play when she was with the Valkyries. Let's let her hit the court at least one time because
Yep.
there is always a possibility that she might get cut and she will be one of those rookies that can't say they got to touch the court before getting cut.
My apology to Nat is that I feel like we all lashed out and didn't take into what Nat was saying. Nat basically said, like, she did everything we asked of her. And I feel like that's gonna be wherever she goes. I feel like Cheyenne's the type of player that if you tell her to go do something, she's gonna do it for you. You know? And I feel like Nat said, she did everything that they asked of her. She learned everything that they needed her to learn. But it's gonna come down, and that's not even just for Cheyenne, it's for a lot of players. It's gonna come down to the best 12 for that team. The best 12 to fit. Because it's not always the best 12. But, like, we saw it with Indiana. Bree Hall is an unbelievable defender, and we got to see her shoot some threes and throw some threes out there. But Bree might be better than some other player on the Fever team that's going to make the roster, but she did not meet their fit because they had so many guards already as it is. She just wasn't the best 12 to fit for that team, and I hate that for her.
I don't think we wish that on anybody. I think we've been pretty
No.
good about everybody making a spot or trying to keep everybody. But I don't know what Atlanta's cap space is looking like right now. I honestly don't know how many players they have on the
They're keeping 11. But I have Shatori staying on the team. Bree Jones, BG, Leash, Ryan, Nas, Maya,
Nia.
Nia, Haley Jones.
You at 10, so it's either between TT and Cheyenne.
1, 2. No, because I think I had them both getting cut. TT and Cheyenne, based off what I was looking at. One. No, yeah, because JC's not on here. So JC's their 11.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So, yeah, that's their 11. Which means both TT and Cheyenne would be the ones cut. Because I don't see them replacing anybody else.
Why are they? I wonder why they're only.
Salary, I believe.
They rookies. Surely they got 58 left over.
No, I think I think the minimum's like 65 now.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like 65 this year. Because, I mean, out of all those names, who do you see? Let's say, like, out of the 11 that I named, who could they possibly cut?
Haley Jones.
That's what everybody's saying, but, I mean, in 10 minutes, she put up 7 points. Haley can ball. I mean, I'm not saying that just because that's my queen or whatever, but,
No, I'm just saying if I had to pick out of the names that you named,
okay, so
if I
listen.
had to pick if I had to pick somebody that wasn't as consistent in it as everybody else, I would pick Haley Jones.
Okay.
Because Shatori also got lost in a mediocrity that is Washington.
See, my player I was going to say Maya Caldwell.
I wouldn't cut her.
And the reason why is I know how good and this is how I feel about any players. I know how good a player is. I know how good Maya could be. I know how good Haley could be. I know how good any other player on any other team can be. I know how good KB can be.
We all know how good KB can be. We saw it in AU.
But it comes down to how are you performing for the team? So like you said, Haley, I mean, sure. And then my other one would be Maya. So between those two, I don't see TT or Cheyenne taking either one of their spots.
I really hate they only doing 11.
Yeah.
I hate that for Cheyenne. I feel like the draft experience has not been the best for her because she got on the orange carpet. They called her somebody else's name several times, corrected it, then turned around and called her somebody else's name again.
Yep.
The Valkyrie spelled her name wrong on their welcome post. Then she turned around and got cut by the Valkyries. Doesn't make it. I hate that for her.
Yes.
Okay. Sonya Citron. Girl, I know you still sore.
Shawty got the Sonic coins knocked out of her. Like
if you watch the video, you can see her say, she knocked the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like, you ran into a BG screen as a rookie. Oh my God. I wouldn't have got up. I would still be laying on the floor. And she was in a whole
You saw how long she laid there. That one a quick, okay, I'm good. She had the
She had to recover.
Yeah.
She had to recover.
Because she was going at full speed. I mean, who was she covering that led her right into BG? And it was like she was going full speed trying to cover. And yeah.
I would have been so mad at everybody on that team. I would have been mad at the coaching staff. I would have been mad at everybody.
And someone had said, because I think Olivia Mouse had got out there and was like, was Olivia? Maybe it was Hannah. Somebody.
I think it was Hannah.
Somebody from Notre Dame had got out there and was like, why don't you call the screen out for your teammate?
It was Hannah.
Yeah, and it was like, and somebody said, I think they did call it, but sometimes you're so wrapped up in covering your man that you just miss them.
You don't hear it.
You don't hear it. And I hate that for Sonya, but welcome to the league, babe.
What a hell of a welcome.
Welcome. She's had it. I think she's had it the worst. Hard. Out of all the welcome to the league, she's had it the worst.
So far. Still preseason.
Yeah.
A lot of time, a lot of games left. But the way that I would have been like, sub me out. I don't want to play no more. Yeah. I don't want to play no more. I can't feel shit. My chest caved in a little bit. Sub me out. And honestly, I watched the video a couple of times. It kind of looked like BG's feet weren't set.
Was
It
that all
kind
the
of
way?
looked
But
like a moving screen.
yeah, kind
But
of.
if the officials didn't call it, who am I?
Right.
Who am I?
Well, I feel like it
When I
all was
saw it, I
happening at the
said,
same time. I think her feet were getting set at the same time that Sonya
and
hit
she
her.
ran into her.
And I mean, it was just brick wall.
And like BG looked over and was like, "You good?" And then walked away. It's Slim walking away from her laughing it for me.
Cause Slim knew, hey, this is it. This is
Like,
it.
that hurt, didn't it?
I'm trying to
You all
think.
right? Get up, shake it off. You fine.
This also was the game that Leash got her tech, I believe, against the Mystics. Was it the closeout, I believe?
Honestly, I saw bits and pieces of this game. This is the 11 a.m. game. I didn't watch it.
This was the 11 a.m. and I was like still at work trying to watch the game.
I
And
had to work that night. I was asleep. I've seen
yeah,
clips.
I believe, yeah, this is also the game that she got that tech. I know it was a game, yeah, because I had posted and said, we're still taking collections. We're
She
still
said
trying.
something about get her a jar.
Yeah, I was like, we're still trying to collect, donations, and I was like, don't make me close the door like Marvin Sapp on y'all to collect these donations. And she goes, go ahead and get my jar ready. And that's what I love about Threads, and the fact that, like, I wish more players were on Threads, because the way that we interact with a lot of the players, and
We
like,
got Leash calling people cousin.
yeah, her and Auntie are beefing. They were
I
beefing
saw that
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah, I'm glad they made up. But yeah, like, that's the connection that we're building with players on Threads, and I hope more people or more players join in on that. Got to be weary of
Family
who's
affair over
joining.
there.
You just got to be weary of who's joining Threads. And
You
it's
see, I made that very cryptic post the other day and was like, hey, a very tall player that y'all like to talk shit about is on Threads. I need
on
y'all to
Threads
watch
now.
yourself. Y'all need to mind your manners now.
Yeah.
Not too much on my girl.
Yeah. All right, I think we talked about every team except the Liberty.
The
I did not watch the Liberty game.
I did not either.
I fell asleep. Now what I will say is the amount of tweets on the Bird app from or about a certain player getting cooked hibachi style.
I missed it. Who?
Huh?
Who? Wait, don't we're a basketball podcast. We just talking basketball. Who got cooked?
They said that what do you call them? The Izzy had got cooked hibachi style, offense and defense. And I didn't watch the game, and I told myself I was gonna go watch the game or go back and watch the game, which I still am. But I was just seeing some of the highlights, and I was like, but again, you can't just look at highlights. So that's why I said I want to go watch the whole game from start to finish to see. But the way that
Who did they play again? Connecticut.
They played Connecticut.
So who would have been guarding her? Tina?
Yes.
Hey, are you
No,
surprised she got
because
cooked?
no, I take it back, because Tina's a true five. Yeah, Tina's a true five. Izzy can really play the 4.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go watch and see, because I'm in my head I'm thinking John Cole could play the 5, Izzy play the 4, if that's who's in at the time. So then who would be covering her? I don't know. Again, I have
Maybe
to go.
Robin Parks. I think she'll 4.
Yeah, she played
Who was the
about.
Liberty's starting lineup? Stewie. Oh, Stewie didn't play, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I feel in my heart Tosh started. Tosh, Sab, Jonquil.
So it was Tosh, Sab, Jonquel, Kennedy, and Rebecca Gardner. Wait, I think Rebecca started.
Rebecca Gardner. Who is that?
1 second.
I heard Jalen Sherrod was cooking in that game
I was
too.
just about to say Jalen went off. That's what I heard.
But
I saw the highlights of that.
she was cooking at AU. Sh I hope she's not fighting for a roster spot because she needs to be on that roster. They
Which
need to
I
keep her.
don't believe that the Liberty have that many players to cut down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, she's out. So 14 players. Yeah,
Who
14.
are the two?
I mean, but what's going on with Leone Fibich?
Is she,
They have
is she sitting this season out? Did I see that she was sitting this season out?
somebody did say that they're sitting. I don't remember if it was her. I just know it was someone, a
Somebody
foreign
said it
player.
was yesterday. It's a foreign player yesterday that said they were sitting out, but I cannot think for the life of me who it was for
Okay, so
personal reasons.
she's gonna miss. She may miss the start of the Liberty season due to overseas commitment. But this isn't who's
Mhm.
sitting. I forgot who
Go
said.
to WNBA transactions. Oh, we might see if it's a thank you post too today.
All right, because we've been recording. Let's see. Oh, Dork is out, but she's out due
Dorka,
to
you
she's
hoss.
out to personal decisions. So that's one less player the Lynx have to worry about on their 25-person roster. Um, I'm never gonna let that go. How did I miss this? That Caitlin Bickle got waived by the Connecticut Sun. I remember all last year you were like, oh, who is this and when did she get here to the Sun?
She
Well,
come
she's
from?
with. Yeah, well,
I saw
she's
that
with.
yesterday.
Yeah, and then Naira Sabli, they exercised her option. What is that? Her fourth year
4
option?
year girl. I thought you was gonna say they cut her. I was gonna say
Oh no.
they cut
I
her.
I wish they would after she was one of their key
Saved them.
reasons. Literally one of the key reasons for winning that championship. But yeah, honestly, I don't have too much to say about the Liberty just because I did not watch their game, and I mean I watched the game today. I did
Yeah.
not watch their game against the Sun. I did see highlights, bits and pieces here and there. It's great to see Natasha Cloud happy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I might go back and watch the game
yeah,
tonight if I have time at work.
yeah, and oh now okay, Natasha's a true point guard.
Yeah.
She's not gonna take many shots. I mean, I'm looking at it. She took one shot, and she made
How
her
many
one shot,
assists?
and
How many
then
assists she got?
she finished with 3 assists. But granted, she only played 13 minutes.
Mm.
So I don't know. Sab was 3 for 4, 8 points,
How many minutes?
15. They didn't really now. Okay, and this is what I love about certain teams. When certain teams like they don't play their starters, there's no need. They know what their starters look like. They're trying to
Yeah.
choose on who they're cutting. There's no reason why your starters are playing 30 some minutes, or like almost 30 minutes, and then your people that you're trying to actually cut are playing like 5, 6.
Because AT played 30 minutes yesterday. And for what?
For why we 18
For
we know
y'all
18
to still lose the game.
like we know
For y'all
18
to
is
still lose the
staying.
game.
Like
And I can see them putting the starters out there if they have new pieces, just to see how those new
how
pieces.
one player fits into with the starters,
Yeah.
And that's what I liked when the Aces put Aaliyah Nye with the starters. I was like, I like how she runs with the starters. This is a great
Mm-hmm.
for certain points in the game where it's like middle of the first quarter, middle of the second quarter. When you're switching between, that's how you can run that. But yeah, Jalen Sherrod went crazy. Like this is just stat sheet. Like I said, I'll go watch the game. Oh, Marine Johannes. They said that she is it Jo. They swore names.
Johannes.
Johannes, there it is.
Johannes.
Johannes.
Mm-hmm.
What is your nationality? I would like to know that.
She's French, ain't she?
Is she?
I believe so. She plays for the French national team, so I assume she
You're
is.
right. Marine Johannes. I like that. I like the last name. I start calling people by their first name. I can't lie.
I think we've referred to just about everybody by their first name.
First name. Yeah.
Unless they got a nickname. AT, Ka. But
Yeah.
beyond that, it's been Satu,
But she
Sab.
had a great game. Shooters gonna shoot. That's what I tell people. Shooters are gonna shoot. I think out of all her shots, 8 of them were 3-point attempts. She made 4 of those. Oh, that's all she made. She went 4 for 10 for the game, but 4 of 8 of those were 3-point shots. Yeah, I really can't. Like I said, I can't say much about the Liberty just because. And you know, I feel like I'll have breakdowns of all these teams out later, but we have covered every single team. I'm excited about the season.
So excited about the season to see what these teams gonna look like, to see what these teams do this season. Crazy that we are gonna settle in and get adjusted to these teams, and the whole league gonna be shook up next year,
Everybody gonna
with
be
the
free
exception with the rookie,
of the
with the exception
rookies.
of the rookies,
Yeah,
but everybody gonna be free agents. That is crazy to think of because free agency was dragging us by our edges this season.
like you gotta imagine, like we were in the middle of Unrivaled, trying to watch Unrivaled, and we're getting all this news from the W, and it's like I can't even focus on both at the same time. Like like the
Now I'm
SpongeBob,
stressed about
the
this.
SpongeBob meme where it's
The Mr.
like
Crab.
no, that one and the one where he's like reading a book and his eyes are going different ways. That's
Oh
literally
yeah.
what I was trying to focus on Unrivaled and all the news that were coming out of the WNBA. So yeah, I'm super excited about this year. I have high expectations for some teams, and I have very low
Low expectations
expectations.
for
And like
others.
just smile. Like I think somebody had posted on
Smile and
the
wave, guys.
smile and wave, guys. Smile and
Smile and
wave.
wave.
Um,
I think it's gonna be a
because
lot of adjustments because more just about all of the teams are damn near brand new teams. Like with the exception of what the Liberty, the Lynx, the
in the
Aces.
I mean your top. I think your top 3 teams in the league
Oh
per per
damn.
per everybody's standards stayed together in a sense. I mean, the Aces had the big shakeup with KP, but I
Yeah,
mean they brought in
that's
Jewel,
facts.
so yeah. And that's why I was like, those top 3, I don't think are going to change. See, if you look at the top 4 from last year, I think Connecticut was the 4th team, or no, the Aces were in 4th. Connecticut was 3. Connecticut got bumped all the way out of that.
Whole new
Whole
team
new
now.
team. But as far as the other 3, I think on everybody's rankings, they have those 3 up there some way in some fashion,
Yeah. But yeah, we have covered everybody. And as much as I would love to stay on and talk to you, I have worked a 12-hour shift. I've been up since 4 o'clock yesterday.
I gotta go
I don't know
rest.
what time it is, but I
Unfortunately,
need
I
to go to
am
bed.
in a sling. I'm in some type of brace or something every other week. It seems like I'm 24. My bones will heal itself, so I'm young.
You
But
need to be bubble wrapped.
yeah, in bulk. We're gonna start buying it in bulk.
You and Jordan Canada, y'all can share the bubble wrap.
No facts. That'd be great, actually. So yeah, I am healing up. Hopefully, I can be out the sling. Hopefully, I don't need surgery on my shoulder. But yeah.
But thank y'all for joining us for episode 4 of Courtside Cousins. We are reunited.
Yep. And
Back
be on the
together again.
lookout. Be on the lookout for the 2 things that we are working on, because those will be dropped in the near future. Fingers crossed.
Perfectly.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
1,